Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad and on Instagram and on Threads at Movies TV Mad X. A real warm welcome to Friday's edition of the Movies TV Mad Daily. I want you to imagine that you lived on a big mountain, on a castle, on a big mountain, right? And you got your megaphone every so often, and your job was to have factories of things, food, and you were selling them to the peasants. But every day you would say offensive shit about those peasants. So those peasants decide not to buy your shit anymore, and you're running out of money, you're going bankrupt, but you keep on saying the same shit. This came out of Kathleen Kennedy's mouth. There are too many male Star Wars fans. Too many, I repeat, male Star Wars fans. And that's why our actresses are being attacked and bullied on social media. No. All fans are critiquing your extremism and your propaganda and your creative bankruptcy. And do you think that Daisy Ridley actually likes you? Ask her. Bring her to your office, say, Daisy, do you like me? And she's going to have to be one hell of an actor to, fool you. Because nobody likes you, Kathy. But isn't it interesting? The same woman who claims she stands with other women actually hired the personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, who's actually in prison for hideous crimes against women. And she dares to accuse us, the fans, of bullying and being toxic to her female actresses. If it wasn't so tragic, it would be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? And this is where we are, everyone. Disney have destroyed Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy has destroyed Star Wars. Too many male Star Wars fans. Well, don't worry, Kathy. The men, their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, their girlfriends, their wives have all left the Star Wars building. None of us are watching. So you ain't got any female fans. You ain't got any male fans. You drove us all away. We're watching Empire of Dreams. We're watching George's Superior 6 movies. Maybe Clone Wars. Maybe even Rebels. Some people like Rebels. Some people don't. I loved Rebels, by the way. But your shit? And let's not use the word woke all the time, because there's both good woke and bad woke. I said this to Doomcock on his ex-Twitter post going on about wokeness. I said there's good woke and bad woke. As I always say on this platform, Quantum Leap was very woke. The original Quantum Leap, not the shit relaunch they did, but the original Quantum Leap was very, very woke. But it was good woke. I don't remember anyone complaining because Sam Beckett was wearing a fucking dress. There's a reason for that. Because it was done for the right fucking reasons. These people are extremists. Extremists. Kathleen Kennedy is an extremist, and she's standing in her ivory tower every single day talking her shit, green-lighting another female-led Star Wars project. She hates men, I don't know. She's actually, I think, is she still married to the Marshall geezer? I don't know. That's the reason she's even in her position. I know of 3 companies that would love to buy Lucasfilm because Disney have been tentatively asking about, because they're in deep shit. They all are, aren't they? And this is what I've heard on the grapevine. This is what I've been told, that there are many, many companies that would bite Disney's hand off to buy Lucasfilm because it would be for a cut price because of the way things are. But if Kathleen Kennedy comes with Lucasfilm, they are not interested. Nobody wants you involved. But the problem is George Lucas locked her into that arrangement, and really, he's the only one who can lock her out. But Mick, Disney owned Lucasfilm. It's a little bit more complicated than that. George Lucas made a big fucking mistake. He's the one who insisted on her running Lucasfilm. It wasn't Iger. Iger wanted Lucasfilm, right? But it wasn't Iger who wanted Kathleen Kennedy. It was George Lucas. He's the one who locked her in. Now, I love George Lucas. I love him for creating Star Wars, making those 6 movies, because I do genuinely love all 6. But he's the one who fucking sold it to Disney. He could have sold it to anyone. He could have sold it to fucking McDonald's. Probably McDonald's would have done a better fucking job. Mr. Bean would have done a fucking better job than Disney. But he sold it to the worst bloody company. And yes, hands up, I thought that at the time Marvel was peaking. It was great. And I thought, what could possibly go wrong? Well, what could possibly go wrong is the extremist attitude that Disney suddenly went to. It's current day Hollywood. We all know that. But the thing is damaged. As I said, the Hollywood we knew and loved is finished. There's no going back. So when I hear Kathleen Kennedy say, there's too many male Star Wars fans, I say, I'm so happy that you're not making any money, that you make stupid decision after stupid decision. I celebrate. I get my bottle of bubbly and I pour a big glass of champagne and I say, here's to the destruction of new Hollywood, because that's the word I use. I don't use woke. Woke can be waved away. But I call it new Hollywood, the extremist Hollywood, the people who fire people for simply going onto Instagram and saying free Palestine. Yeah. Terrible, isn't it, that people, you know, the grunts, the actors, don't want children and women to be murdered in Palestine. How dare they? Better sack them, right? We don't want none of that empathy. Well, unless it's for the people that Hollywood have empathy for. And they don't have empathy for a great number of people. Let's not forget, since Hollywood was formed, the crimes against humanity that have been committed in that fucked up little town. The crimes against children that have been committed in that fucked up little town. And they come out of their ivory tower and they tell you and me what's right and wrong. How fucking dare you? I rejoice at your destruction. I despise New Hollywood. Despise them. I hate you. I hate you. As a little boy growing up, I fucking loved Hollywood. I saw all the directors and the producers and the actors and the writers as kings, queens, gods. Bob De Niro, Al Pacino, and I know a lot of people were hating on Bob for his opinions on Trump. I'm not a Trump man, but even if I was, I could never hate Bob De Niro. Everyone has a right to their political opinion, to their beliefs. Agree to disagree, everyone. Agree to disagree. It's fine. You don't have to hate George Lucas because he doesn't support Donald Trump. You don't have to hate Bob De Niro if you're a Trump supporter. If you want to support Trump, support him. I don't care. But the point is, agreeing to disagree is a great thing. It's the culture I come from. But for some reason, we don't live in that culture anymore. So as soon as somebody... It's like Mark Hamill. He's very like anti-Donald Trump and pro-Joe Biden. And a lot of kind of right-wing Star Wars fans are now attacking Mark Hamill. When I see it, even as someone who doesn't like Trump, Mark Hamill annoys me as well. And I'm not even a Trump man. But I do like Mark Hamill. I do think he's a good bloke. And I do like him and I still look up to him. But yeah, even that, I'm not even a Trump person. And that winds me up. Because it's too much. It is too much. But this is where we are now. This is where we are in the well. Everyone's so ultra political. And this is what's ruined entertainment, everyone. This fake support of women and diverse groups in the LGBTQ community. How can they be interested in inclusion when they don't have an inclusive fucking bone in their body? Just look at their fucking credits. Look at how they use the same actors and the same directors again and again and again. Every piece of fucking casting news, it's the same person again and again and again. They've cast a woman of colour in The Acolyte, which is great if they cast her to be diverse and she's talented and all of that. But she's got blatant Hollywood fucking DNA. It's not like they've gone outside. It's not like they've gone to Croydon in England and try to find, new, young, talented black actresses to be in The Acolyte. They've done a DNA test. Well, they didn't have to do a DNA test. They just had to look at her surname and they cast her. That's how Hollywood works. It is not diverse one little bit. They are selling you a lemon. They're certainly not selling you entertainment. So to wake up this morning and see a headline of Kathleen Kennedy saying that there's too many male Star Wars fans, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but how does someone say that fucking out loud? I thought you were into diversity. But you don't like men. Listen to me, Hollywood. And you are never going to drop. Look, none of us are fucking watching your shit anyway. But if you think you're swapping male Star Wars fans for female Star Wars fans, you are dreaming. Do you understand? You employed the personal assistant of an alleged, so I don't get done here, an alleged sexual offender, right? Because I know he's gone to court and he's gone to prison, but I don't know. So let's just say alleged. You got the personal assistant, the former personal assistant of an alleged sexual misconduct person. Does that even make sense? You brought in the personal assistant of someone who's in prison, allegedly, for sexual misconduct. That's what I'm trying to say. Got it out in the end. And you talk about standing by women. As I said, how fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? You are a disgrace. A disgrace. You lie. You pretend you stand by diverse groups. You are a disgrace. Is Ledley Headland really the only female writer and producer you could have found? Is she even a writer and fucking producer? I mean, Mr. Bean would have been a better, you could have got Mr. Bean in. But is Hollywood running out of women that you're bringing the personal assistant of an alleged, let's say it how it is, an alleged rapist, an alleged sexual abuser? Is that right? Now, I don't know what the woman knew and what she didn't, but I think we can all kind of form our own conclusions, right? And you are claiming that you stand by woman. Really? Really? And it's your customers? That's the problem? Your effing customers? This is why you're all on your knees and you keep on doing the same thing again and again. Because you're in your ivory tower. You don't live in the real fucking world. That's why. That's why. Because if you lived on the streets that I did, if you lived in the real world, if you went onto Twitter and kind of spoke to real people who grew up loving Star Wars, and that's men, women, whoever, right? Because I don't judge people on groups. I judge people on a one-on-one basis and my personal experience of them. I don't care what colour they are, what gender they are. Don't give a shit. Because real people don't look at people in groups. It's you extremists that do that. You have gaslit your own customers. And again, you're marketing Star Wars. You're marketing Star Wars and you're saying that Star Wars has too many male fans. Are you fucking serious? Are you standing there seriously telling me that Star Wars has too many male fans? Do you understand that majority of people who used to go to cinema when your industry was thriving were men? Were fucking men. Yes, lots of women went to the cinema as well. Yes. But the majority of nerds have always been men. But you went to war on men because you're stupid. You went to war against your own customers because you're stupid. Are you stupid, Kathy? Are you stupid? You came from an industry in the past. You worked around people. I mean, not you, but you used to bring tea for George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. These were titans of industry. Are you stupid, Kathy? Are you stupid? Because you're all going bankrupt. Don't you care? The company that Lucasfilm is aligned with, owned by, like Disney, is on its knees. It's on the verge of bankruptcy. And you're sitting there in your ivory tower and you're saying too many men support Star Wars and they're bullying women. You're lying. You're lying. Men are not bullying women. Men are not bullying your actresses. They're not. You're lying. But this is what you do, isn't it? This is what you lot do. Is this what you want? What do you want? What do you want? I don't understand. What do you want? What have my nephews ever fucking done to you? Why do you hate my nephews? I want to know. Why do you hate my nephews? I need to know. What have boys done to you? Do you understand? I wasn't alive in the caveman days when men used to bash women over their head. It's not my fucking fault! Listen to me. It's not my fault. I wasn't born then. I'm sorry, woman. I'm sorry for every bad thing men have done. Woman. I'm sorry. But I wasn't there. I don't abuse women. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my male gaze. I saw a woman in a bikini on Instagram the other day and I went, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind some of that. I didn't tell her that. I thought it in my head. I'm sorry. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm sorry. You're all crazy. You've gone mad. What do you want? What do you want? I need to know what you want from us. It used to be, you made great entertainment, we went to the cinema, we turned on our telly, we loved you, you loved us for making you money, everything was fine. So, I'm asking you, Kathy, I'm asking all of you, what do you want? What do you want from us? Because I'm genuinely confused. I don't get it. I don't understand. What do you want? Do you want to put men in concentration camps? Do you just want women roaming free in the world? I don't know what you want. Because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You're ostracizing men. You're lying about men. You're trying to create negative propaganda against men. I see it all the time. Your Me Too, your Time's Up has never helped one young man who's being abused by women in Hollywood. Your Me Too, your Time's Up helped expose Harvey Weinstein. Now his personal assistant is working for you. What do you want? 1 minute you're telling us sex in films and in television is wrong, and then you've got Sydney Sweeney bouncing up and down. What do you want? And I mean, it's laughable. The other day I saw a clip of Zendaya in that tennis movie trying to be sexy. Oh my God. You don't even know how to make a woman or a man look sexy on the screen. You don't even know how to shoot a good sex scene. If I was a director in Hollywood, right, and they said, oh, you need one of these, one of these people to make sure it's all been done, I would not have sex in any film or any TV show if I was a director in Hollywood and they'd say, right, you need one of these, people to watch over it. No sex. And no kissing. So when I have a couple in my story, all I'm going to do is get them to do this. That's it. See you later, honey. Have a nice day. That'll be it. Fuck it. Because these directors don't even know how to make a great sex scene anymore, or make a couple look genuinely like they're a couple and in love. They don't have a clue. But trying to make Zendaya look sexy in that tennis movie, and she's like in her underwear and she's creaming herself. She's going like this. She's going like this. You're not sexy, love. It's not hot. I'm a Mediterranean, hot-blooded male. It shrunk instead of going the other way. It shrunk. And believe you me, you know, Mediterranean, Anglo-Greek Cypriot, oh yeah, I love my women. But you don't know how to make someone sexy in films anymore. Because you've changed the rules. Because you're insane. So all those men who used to go to cinemas to watch films like Basic Instinct, oh no, we can't have the male gaze, but the female gaze, that's fine. Because the female gaze is as much of a thing as the male gaze is. Guess what? It's fucking natural. But you don't want people to be natural because you're insane. You live in your ivory towers. But apparently, you know, Sydney Sweeney enacting the male gaze is absolutely fine. Oh, sorry, what's the phrase? Oh, she's taking control of her body. I'll tell you what, when I see her in a bikini, there's only, in my imagination, it's me taking control, not her. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't even find a woman attractive. I was joking. I don't even find her attractive at all. It takes more than breasts and cleavages to make a woman look sexy and beautiful. And those beautiful 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s Hollywood women, ladies, let's call them ladies because they were ladies. They would be totally covered up and still look sexy and beautiful and stunning. That's the difference. These days, they're all kind of bouncing up and down, making sure we can see they have breasts. That isn't sexy. That isn't glamour. You got it wrong, girls. But what do I know? I'm just a man. I'm just a 51-year-old man. So that's your new Hollywood. That's your Star Wars. But she hasn't destroyed Star Wars, everyone. She will never fucking destroy those 6 movies for me. She will never destroy Clone Wars for me. She will never destroy Empire of Dreams for me. She can't do that. The other shit, I stopped watching at the end of Kenobi. At the end of Kenobi, I stopped fucking watching Star Wars. When Ewan McGregor and the lady who was playing the other character sat in a car and accused us all of being racists and bigots, that was it. That was it. That was the end. You were lying. There were no racists, right? If there's 1 or 2 or 4% of people saying something racist on social media, that's a thing that's always going to happen. It's wrong, but the more we talk about it, the more we enlarge the problem. But this is what New Hollywood doesn't understand. Do you really think you're going to stop bigotry and sexism totally, where there'll be 0%? It's never going to happen. Just like we'll never be able to stop all the child abuse in Hollywood, because we have irresponsible fucking stage parents dumping their poor children to make them stars, and they don't care what happens to them. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting what happens in Hollywood. And you've got the cheek to say there's too many men who love Star Wars and we're attacking women. I would never attack Daisy Ridley. Never. I love Daisy. Daisy's a lovely girl. Absolutely wonderful girl. I would never attack Daisy. I would never go onto anyone's social media and attack them. In fact, I don't know if he still is, but John Boyega was following me on Twitter. I commented about Variety. It was a headline saying, John Boyega doesn't want to come back to Star Wars. And I said, well, I don't blame him. He liked it and he followed me. Insane. He actually followed me. And I don't know if he still follows me. But I say a lot of shit that people in the industry don't agree with. And that's fine. because I think it's a fucked up industry. I don't like the way it is. I've never liked how toxic the industry was. It's always been problematic, but at least they did the bare minimum of creating great entertainment. Doesn't make what they used to do right, but at least they did their fucking jobs. But it doesn't excuse the other shit that they did. That's why I think it's better if Hollywood in its current form burns to the ground, that it can be rebuilt outside of LA. But it has to be on a smaller scale, a much smaller scale. No more conveyor belts, no more meat markets. Child services must be involved at the very heart of any art house studio that is built in the future. Make sure that child actors are safe. Make sure that women and men and boys and girls are all safe. That everything's done in a more light-hearted way. Not in terms of the tones of the movie, but in terms of how you work. Because Hollywood's gone too far. But the biggest mistake New Hollywood made, going to war with their own customer. You must never tell your customer to their faces that you hate them, that you don't want them watching your stuff, that you want Wham-Man to watch your stuff instead of them. Are you stupid, Kathy? And I'm asking you a serious question, right? This is not an insult. Are you fucking stupid? Are you on some, I don't know, did you smoke something before you made that statement? Did you go, oi George, roll us up a big one? And did you go, oh, fuck me, I hate men! Do you know what I mean? What did you do? Did you take a big puff, sweetie? And then you went, oh, yeah, oh, those men, I fucking hate them! Are you right in the head? You're running a business. You were there at the beginning. You've worked with all these great people. You've made them sandwiches probably. You passed them their paperwork. I mean, they never used to listen to your ideas, let's be honest, and with good reason. So I don't understand. You don't want men to watch Star Wars? If men don't watch Star Wars, sweetie, which they're pretty much not anyway, you don't have any customers. Are you stupid? Clearly you are. So there you go. A new Star Wars project on Disney Plus, The Acolyte. And of course I was never going to watch this piece of shit. But when you bring the personal assistant of someone like Harvey Weinstein, I was never going to support that shit. And shame on all of you who are involved in that project. Yes, you've all got to work, I understand. But in life, you've got to take a stand. Like Melissa Barrera did, and she lost her job on the Scream films. Proper people. The young woman who plays Wednesday, whose name escapes me, making a stand. Funny, isn't it? Interesting that it's the Latin girls making a stand, and the other lot are not making a stand. Says a lot about the Latina culture as well, doesn't it? Because what Melissa Barrera did was very, very brave. A very brave young woman, and she hasn't bent the knee, by the way. She said what she said, and she hasn't apologized, and I hope she never fucking apologized. Never apologized for saying, free Palestine, save children from being murdered. Never, ever apologize for that. Never apologize for having morals. The problem is, Hollywood isn't about morals. And it never has been. These are people who got people addicted to uppers just so they could overwork them. And that's the least of their crimes. So when I hear Kathleen Kennedy say that there's too many men, too many male Star Wars fans, I think to myself, do you know what? You've lost another one. Not that you had me in the first place. George's stuff, great. But at the end of the day, George Lucas, F you for selling Lucasfilm to Disney. F you for making this CGI culture world Because that's one thing I put on you. You developed the technology and insisted on it being fucking everywhere because your company made money out of it. And now all we've got are fake CGI movies. I blame you for that. You all ruined Hollywood. Congratulations.